Okay, Assalamualaikum. So today is the new chapter ataupun new topic, which is the random variables and probability distributions. Okay, so before we start with the discrete random variables and how to find the probability distribution for discrete random variables, so you need to know ataupun you need to you should can differentiate between the discrete random variables and the continuous random variables. Okay, so what is random variable? Actually, I have briefly explained about the random variables in the first lecture dulu. Okay, about the introduction of the statistics. Okay, that you need to know um, how to determine the random variable is from discrete or continuous, since uh, to find the distribution, to find the probability distribution for discrete and continuous random variable is different. And also later, when we want to find the probability uh, of discrete random variable and continuous random variable is different. So you at first you need to differentiate first between discrete dan juga continuous random variable. Okay, so what is random variables? Okay, it is, okay, kita baca sikit kat atas ni. Okay, statistic is concerned with making inference about the population, and experiments are conducted with results that are subject to chance, okay, subject to chance with the probability. The testing of a number of, contohnya kat sini, the testing of a number of electronic component is an example of the statistical experiment. Okay, kita nak test the number of electronic component. That is the experiment. A term that is used to describe any process of which several chances are generated. It is often important to allocate a numerical description. Okay, kita nak allocate a numerical description to the outcome. For example, okay, the sample space giving a detailed description of each possible outcome when 3 electronic components are tested. Okay, we have 3 electronic components. So, dia punya eksperimen adalah testing the electronic component. So, now we have 3 electronic component. The eksperimennya adalah we testing the 3 electronic component. And then, the sample space would be, okay, the sample space would be this. Setuju tak? N, D. Sebab apa dia jadi macam tu? Sebab kita testing the three kan. So, at first, at the first experiment, electronic can be defective. Okay, kat sini guna N for non-defective, D for defective. Sama ada we got defective or non-defective electronic component. Okay, the second experiment, N, D. So, the third experiment should be N, D also. Kat sini pun kena ada. Di sini pun kena ada 3 kali lah. Kan, sebab dia buat 3 kali. N, D. Okay, kat sini N, D, N, D, N, D, N, D. Tak muat kat situ. Sini buat. Okay, so, the possible outcome will be N, which mean this, sama ada kita akan dapat 3 non-defective, sama ada akan dapat N, D, N, D, N, and so on. Okay, so this is the sample space yang the outcome that will created when we do this experiment. Okay. So dia katakan each point in the sample space will be assigned a numerical value of 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, contohnya dekat sini, dia kata kat sini, these values, of course, random quantities determined by the outcome of the experiment. They may be viewed as values assumed by the random variable X. Okay, so random variable X kat sini adalah the number of defective item. once we have the experiment, okay, and we need to determine dulu apa kita punya variable of interest. You nak study pasal apa. So kat sini dia punya random variable we denoted as X. Usually X ke Y ke tak kisahlah. Okay, random variable dia punya notation adalah capital letter. Okay, huruf besar. Okay, kat sini adalah the variable adalah number of defective item. Okay, variable kita interest kita adalah number of defective item. So from the sample space, yang mana ada number of defective item. So dia punya possible outcome of X adalah this numerical value dipanggil possible of X. Possible outcome kita noted as biasanya huruf kecil X kecil. Okay, X huruf kecil adalah possible outcome to get the variable X. Possible outcome to get the number of defective item will be possible outcome dia. So maybe kita akan dapat 0 defective, betul tak? Maybe akan dapat 1 defective, maybe akan dapat 2 defective, maybe akan dapat 3 defective. Ini adalah yang dipanggil tadi numerical description. Okay, possible outcome for the random variable X. Okay, possible outcome, it can be 0. 0 apa? 0 defective. It can be 1 defective. It can be 2 defective. It can be 3 defective. Macam mana you tahu kenapa tak jadi sampai 4? Okay, it cannot be 4 sebab kita hanya gunakan 3 electronic component sahaja. Kalau tengok kat sini pun dia punya sample space sehingga 3 defective saja. Tak boleh sampai 4. So because of that, you kena tahu dulu what is your experiment, what is the sample space, and then determine your random variable. And from there, you can represent dia punya possible outcome for X. Okay, it is important for you to know how to determine the variable capital X dan juga the small x tu, dia punya possible outcome. Okay, in order to find the probability distribution later. Alright. So kalau baca kat sini, kat bawah ni sikit, dia katakan X, okay, capital X, which is the variable, represent an event that is a subset of the sample space. So X ni ataupun random variable represent the event. Sebelum ni kan kita buat event kan. So X tu ada actually represent the event juga. Okay. Alright. So let's see. Okay, ini study a random variable. Okay, kita masuk kepada discrete. Okay, actually this example juga yang tadi itu adalah contoh discrete variable. Okay, discrete variable. Why? Because of dia punya possible outcome here adalah dalam bentuk real number, value yang tidak boleh diexpress dalam bentuk perpuluhan. Okay, remember? Okay, it is a value. Sebab kat sini kita punya variable adalah number of defective items. So maybe 0, maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3. Dia tak boleh 1.5 yang defective. It can be 2 suku yang defective. Okay, so this is the type of the discrete random variables. Okay, later akan explain about the continuous pula. Okay, so sekarang ni kita nak tengok macam mana. Macam adalah contoh-contoh discrete random variable and also the continuous random variable. Nanti later you can go through one by one of the examples. Okay. So sekarang ni I nak explain pula macam mana nak cari probability distribution for discrete. Okay, at first tadi, macam saya cakap tadi, first you kena tahu dulu your experiment of course, and then dia punya sample space, and then you need to know what is the X, what is the random variable, and then what is the possible outcome from the random variables. Barulah you boleh create the probability distribution for discrete. Okay, okay, saya ambil contoh tadi jugalah. We go to the example tadi sebab kita dah buat tadi dia punya possible outcome. dan juga how to find the um, sample space. Alright. Okay, saya buka ni. Okay, first of all, nak buat probability distribution for discrete. First, determine dulu you punya, determine dulu you punya random variables. What is X? Your X tadi adalah number of defective items. And then their possible value is 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So macam mana nak cari probability distribution adalah, okay, dia dalam bentuk macam ni. Untuk discrete, probability distribution, we can express in a table, right? Which is, we have the possible value of X dan juga dia punya probability of X. Okay, so now we have determined the possible outcome for X. It will be 0, 1, 2, or 3. So now kita nak cari ni, nak fill in the blank here. What is the probability when X is 0? What is the probability when X1? What is the probability when X2? What is the probability when X3? So what is X0? Means that 0 number of defective items. You need to find the probability. So how to find the probability? This ilmu ni, knowledge ni, you dah belajar sebelum dalam chapter 1. Macam mana nak cari probability. Okay, so in this case, in this experiment, we can use the tree diagram to express the experiment and find the probability of number of defective item and non-defective item. Okay, so let's say here, say I buat kat sini 1/2, 1/2. Oh, kat sini. And then 1/2, 1/2. Tiga kali kan. So your sample space will be D tadi, D, N, D, N, D, N, 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 D, N, D, N, 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 D, then N, N, N. Okay. So probability of X0 means that 0 defective item occur. So which kat sini 0 defective item maksudnya yang tak ada defective. So N lah kan. So N. Okay. So what is the probability to get all of this? So kat sini probability untuk dapatkan each of this adalah 1/8. Kenapa saya cakap macam tu? Sebab 1/2, 1/2, 1/2. It will be 1/8. So here N will be 1/8 untuk dapatkan N. So each of this adalah 1/8 because of this yang kita illustrate kat sini. Okay, so untuk dapatkan 0N is, 0D is 1/8. Okay, how about this? P1. X1, Px equal to 1 will be, means that we want to find the probability one defective item. Which one defective item? Yang satu D lah. 1 here, 2 here, 3 here. Okay, one defective. Two. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 3/8. How about this? Yang kedua, two defective item. So sini 1, 2, and 3 here. So also 3/8. X3 means that we have 3 defective items, which is D, which is 1/. So ini adalah dinamakan probability distribution for discrete. Okay, so means that once we want to create the probability distribution untuk discrete, this is the gambarannya macam mana untuk you create the probability distribution that we need to determine the possible outcome, and then to find the probability for each possible outcome. How to do that? First, you gonna determine your variable and your possible outcome, and then find the probability. Okay, so that is the way how you create the probability distribution table. Okay, we look at another example. Okay, but before that, cerita yang ni dulu. Okay, definition 3.4, this is the properties of the probability distribution for discrete. Okay, so if we want to know whether that distribution is discrete, betul ke discrete ataupun tidak, we can test using these three properties. Yang pertama adalah fx ataupun px. Fx ataupun px ni maksudnya probability, nilai probability should be more than or equal to 0. Okay, as we know, nilai probability will be expressed between ataupun will be lies between value 0 and 1. Maksudnya nilai probability tak boleh lebih daripada, tak boleh kurang daripada kosong ataupun tak boleh nilai negatif. Okay, and then the summation of all the probability. Okay, we also can write this. The summation of all the probability should be 1. Okay, so let's see yang tadi, bila kita add all this, okay, kalau kita tengok kan nilai probability each of this will be tak ada nilai yang negatif. Okay, and then bila you add, bila you addkan all the probability, okay, bila you tambah semua probability ni, you akan dapat nilai 1, which is the properties tadi kat sini. Okay, and we also can express fx sebagai px equal to x. Let's say kalau kita nak cari nilai probability of x equal to 0, kita boleh juga tulis sebagai f0. Okay, so let's say from this distribution table, okay, from this distribution table, kita boleh nak cari nilai probability. Okay, once we have the probability table, we can find let's say find the probability of x equal to 2. So boleh terus ambil daripada table ni. The answer will be 3.3/8. So contohnya soalan tanya lagi, find the probability at least one of the item is defective. Okay, so at least one of the item defective will be sekurang-kurangnya 1. It will be more than or equal to 1. Tetap, at least one defective. So it will be x equal to 1 plus probability of x equal to 2 plus probability of X equal to 3. So how to get all this nilai probability? Ada dalam distribution table here. So 3 over 8 plus 3 over 8 plus 1 over 8 will be 7 over 8. Okay. So that is the way how you can use the probability distribution to find the other probability. Okay, according to the situation. Okay, look at the example, the next example bawah ni. A shipment of a 20 similar laptop computers to a retail outlet contains 3 that are defective. If a school makes a random purchase of 2 of these computers, find the probability distribution. Okay, nak cari probability distribution. So maksudnya kena buat dalam bentuk macam ni. So how to get this? Okay, so daripada sini ada komputer ada 20, 3 defective. So another 17 is good. Kan? Good items, good computers. Okay, so sekarang ni dia punya random variable apa dia? So first of all, sebelum you buat you punya distribution table ni, kena determine dulu what is the random variable here. Random variable, apa benda yang you nak kaji kat sini adalah number of defective computers. Contoh kat sini. Okay. And then we know that 2 of the computers daripada 20 semua sekali, 3 of the computers adalah defective. So the possible outcome will be berapa? Because of dia kata a school makes a random purchase of 2 of these computers, nak pilih 2, so it will be 0, maybe 1, maybe 2. Tak boleh 3 sebab dia nak pilih hanya 2 sahaja. So maybe 0, maybe 1 or maybe 2 number of defective item sebab X adalah defective computer. Okay, so sekarang kita bolehlah buat table ni sebab dah ada nilai 0, 1, 2 dan so now we need to find the probability of each of this possible outcome. So nak cari F0 means that X equal to 0 means nak cari nilai probability probability of 0 defective computer selected. So how to find this value? How to find this probability? We can use the combination item. Sebab kita ada kat sini maklumatnya daripada 20 komputer 3 defektif. Okey, daripada 20 komputer ni kita nak select 2. So boleh gunakan combination formula. So from the information given, we know that from the 20 tu adalah 3 is defective and another 17 is good. So from here, kalau nak X0 means that 0 defective computer. So daripada defective kita ada 3. So 3C0 multiply 17C2. Sebab kita nak pilih 2 saja kan. So sini 0, so sini will be 2. Sebab kita nak pilih 2 of the computer. Nak cari probability, so you kena bahagi dengan dia punya sample space which is daripada 20 nak pilih 2. Ini notation combination dia punya ni dalam bracket macam ni adalah notation untuk combination. Kalau you tulis 3C0 multiply 17C2 over 20C2 pun boleh, tak ada masalah. Okay, so the answer will be 68 over 95. So tulis kat sini 68 over 95. So next, cari pula nilai probability X equal to 1 which is the probability of 1 defective item selected. So it will be daripada 3 defective item kita choose 1 and then disebabkan kita nak pilih 2 semua sekali, so dari another one will be chosen from the good item 17C1 over 20C2, you will get the answer. And then cari pula the probability when X equal to 2, you will get this. Bila you total up all these 3 values, should be you will get 1. Okay, you will get 1. Dia punya nilai total of the probability. will get 1 untuk you nak check whether you punya probability distribution table you ni betul ke tidak. Okay, so that is the way. And then daripada situ juga you bolehlah nak cari nilai, let's say nak cari nilai probability of X more than 1. That will be probability of X equal to 2. Kenapa tak boleh X equal to 3? Tak boleh sebab apa? Sebab range kita hanya sehingga 2 sahaja. So the answer will be 3/190. Boleh you nak cari probability of X less than or equal to 1. So it will be probability of 0 plus 1. Kan? Probability of 68/95 plus 51/190. You should add this two and you akan dapat jawapan. Okay, so once we have the probability distribution table, so we can find the other probability. Okay, and then from daripada sini juga some of the situation ataupun some of the experiment, we can create the function of it. Okay, let's say kat sini kita boleh create function sebenarnya. Dia punya function, it can be like this. Tetap. Will be 3cx multiply 7c bukan n. It is 2 sebab kita dah tahu kita nak pilih 2 saja. 2 minus x divide 20c. We can create this formula and then kalau the formula should be kena ada possible outcome 0, 1, 2. So from here kita boleh create this probability distribution table for discrete. Okay. Alright. 3C0, 3 kalau nak X0, kalau nak cari probability of X0, so gantikan X dengan 0. Di sini dengan 0, you akan dapat this. Betul tak? And then, kalau X1, kat sini ganti dengan 1, kat sini 2 tolak 1, 1 sama tak kat sini. Okay, kalau 2, 3C2, 17C0. Kat sini 2 tolak 2, 0 over 20C2. So, some of the experiment, we can create the formula juga. Okay, depends lah. So, biasanya kalau untuk yang combination ni, kita boleh create the formula. So, daripada formula that we create, and we can find the probability distribution table. Okay. Okay, kadang-kadang soalan terus bagi you table. Okay, terus bagi you table ni. Ini adalah table. Kat sini dia buat Y. Ini adalah table Y lah. Ini adalah table Y ataupun FY. Table Y pula discrete function of Y, which is the possible value will be 0, 2, 4, 6. Okay, dia bagi you function terus. Dia bagi you function terus. This is the possible outcome. So, how we know that this function is belong to the discrete random variable? Because of the possible outcome dia dalam bentuk macam ni. Kalau dalam bentuk range, perpuluhan, itu adalah continuous. Ini adalah discrete. Okay, so daripada sini kita boleh create the probability distribution table, which is the punya possible outcome is maybe 0, 2, 4 and 6, and here is dia punya nilai probability. How to get probability of y equal to 0? Just gantikan dekat sini with 0. So here you will get 12 over 36. Okay, y equal to 2, gantikan dekat sini 2. So you akan dapat 10 over 36. Y equal to 4, you akan dapat 8 over 36. And kat situ you akan dapat, last kali akan dapat 6 over 36. Show that y is a discrete random variable. Macam mana nak tahu dia random variable? You need to add this all, okay, which is probability of y equal to 1 plus probability of y equal to 2 plus probability of 1 pula dah. 0, 2, y equal to 4 plus probability of y equal to 6 should be equal to 1. So when you add all this, 12 plus 10 plus 8 plus 6, it will be 36, kan? 36 over 36, it will be 1. So this is the way how you show that the random variable is a discrete random variable. When you add up all the probability for the possible outcome, you will get 1. Okay, once we have this probability distribution table, bolehlah cari ni, find the probability of y more than or equal to 2, which is probability of y equal to 2 plus probability of y equal to 4 plus probability of y equal to 6. 2, 4, 6. So 10 plus 8 plus 6. It will be 24 over 36. Okay, the probability value should be more than 0. Okay, find probability of y more than 2. So it will be probability of y equal to 4 plus probability of y equal to 6. So it will be 8 plus 6 will be 14 over 36. So that is the way how you cater the question from the discrete probability distribution. Okay. So that's all for today. I hope you boleh faham betul and then boleh try all the exercise and try lah buat latihan.